What's up, nerd family? Welcome back to the Poindexter Lounge. Boy, it's been a while, hasn't it?
Oh, there it is. Yep, not showing for me.
Tyler says, I've been waiting for 3 hours.
Who has?
Tyler. What's up, guys? All right, who's here? What's going on, Harley? You ready to watch The Flash, Harley? Yes, you are, aren't you? Yes. Okay, let's see, who is here? We got Jay Patel, welcome. Gavin, what's going on, Gavin? Master Daly, hello. Jalel? Oh, is it on?
Yeah.
Sunshine, ultraviolet, and afterlight.
That won't matter much longer. When will our guest arrive? Thanks for coming on short notice. This is your target. Kill him, please.
Who is that guy? Oh, that's right, yeah, he told her not to write a paper yet. Or write the article, yeah, that's right.
Natural food guy? No. That's the flux capacitor. Hold on. No.
What?
No.
Okay,
Oh, this is okay. Hold on. All right. It was gonna be the Eiffel Tower.
Oh, damn, it looks just like the Eiffel Tower.
It actually does look like that. I mean, I feel like
So I gotta take this.
Hey, David. Joe.
I know you think we can tie this assassin Sunshine to Carver, but she's just not talking.
Okay, so let me take a crack at it.
Actually, I need you to take a step back from this case. You're too close to it. Besides, you're the captain now.
David, it's because I'm close to that battler. Come on, there's nobody else that can do this.
Okay.
Okay.
Is it the Carver case?
Yeah,
How can I help?
just conserve your energy. I'll call you if I need anything. I gotta go, guys. Take care.
I think I found a way out of here. What? How? I started focusing on the monitors. At first, when I tried, I couldn't read them. I would get all these headaches. But today, it started to come into focus. Perfectly clear.
You're adapting to this place.
I read your theory that says that someone could pass through the mirror if their molecular structure was destabilized.
Yes.
Well, if I could just contact my husband, I think he might be able to help us. Eva, my husband, Barry Allen, is the Flash.
What?
And with his speed, I think he could phase us out of here.
If his instantaneous velocity correlates with the limit of the fractal surface, then he'll become intangible.
So, it could work.
Yes, I need to recharge. I've been controlling the mirror all morning, and I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
Not a good idea to tell her that your
Take all
husband's
the
the
time
Flash.
I will keep trying to decipher more.
You do that, you're on the right path. She just did exactly what I knew she would do. She even told me the truth about her husband.
Yeah. Joe West is still looking into your husband's activities. He knows about Black Hole.
And it's only a matter of time before Barry Allen helps him. You have a new mission. The Flash is losing his speed. Draining of the rest.
Why do you care about the Flash?
I don't. I care about my husband. The Flash is not going to take that away from me.
Success is assured.
Matheson, Red String much?
I've been tracking Sue since she disappeared. She's hit 5 banks in 5 locations. Every single one of them was doing some schmoozy cocktail party when she did it. And while everybody was sipping champagne and eating an overpriced meal, bam, server rooms get hacked.
Oh, I know that look. You found her next target.
Personally, not our next target. First National CC Bank is holding an investors brunch for their biggest clients. Fits Sue's MO to a T. Now here's where you go, my friend.
Yeah,
I
we
need
did.
a hacker who can set up a net to help catch her. Somebody who can monitor the security feeds. Somebody who speaks bandwidth and knows binary.
I'm not sure you know how hacking works.
Please. I've seen you've got mail several times.
Several.
I know you've been working on the artificial speed force, so...
I have, but I'm running simulations all day. Simulations I don't need to be there for. Look, here's the deal. I know how hard this case has been on you. I should have been there to help you from the beginning. So,
here,
will there be waffles?
It better be waffles.
Someone cut Joe's brake line.
Uh-oh.
Or either it didn't
And it's
cut
causing
it,
him to
but
go
it's
faster.
accelerating.
It's when you...
Movie speed?
That-
Going way over 55 miles an hour.
That's when you throw it into, neutral. Oh, come on. He did not just jump out of that car at 100 miles an hour.
He's gone.
He just jumped out of that car at 100 miles an hour. I'll be
Caleb
right.
just said, hey, point Dexter fam.
What's up, Caleb?
Our priority is keeping our customers
Be right back.
and employees.
Jeff says I really missed Ralphie.
During these uncertain times, we want you to get the
Welcome,
great service
Jeff.
you
Good to
expect
see you.
without leaving the safety of your home. Sprint.com makes shopping easier by offering free next day shipping and no activation fees on our best new phone deals, like the amazing iPhone 11
Oh,
for just
okay.
$15 a month when you switch. For now, Sprint.com is the best way to learn about our plans, buy new phones, and get the services you need.
I remember most of what happened last
Sprint.com
time, but
today.
like since it's been like a month and a half.
I know.
a month,
I need you to listen to me very carefully.
I remember that they're trying to get the artificial speed force and they're taking Flash showed up.
I swear, I didn't do it.
I know what he is capable of and what he isn't.
Captain America with the beard.
Everyone knows
You
your
can't
job.
it.
You're scaring him.
Good, you should be scared. I'm scared.
Struggle starts May 18th.
Ooh, that's soon.
Or
Nice.
19th, whatever.
What do you think about
Wouldn't
that,
it be
Logan?
nice to eat with some of your old friends? Like the Chalupa Supreme.
But do you think it'll be like,
More.
Doctor Strange or something?
Order
Or
ahead
anything
with your
afterwards?
$5 Chalupa Cravings box and Taco Bell's contactless drive-thru. Introducing Tide Power Pods.
With cat and net. That is such a large load. Don't the stains sneak through? New Tide Power Pods can clean that whole situation. It's like 2 regular Tide
No, I think it's just that Tide commercial just sounds
The
weird.
largest of loads.
Yeah, I heard it.
Got to be Tide.
Yeah, I know. That's why it sounded weird.
That's,
and awkward.
Interesting.
Liberty Bibbity.
It's better than those old ones like Make 7 Up Yours.
No, those are awesome. Make 7 Up Yours was like the best thing ever.
You put the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable.
I always like what the story is. I talked to Aaron today, but did you hear about the DC movie getting moved?
Seriously?
And the Batman got pushed back a little bit.
You could be in hell and toss some metals into your lungs. Just show how scary that is.
You can dig it.
The Batman was supposed to come out in June of next year, and that's going to be.
With special effects that show metal particles being in hell.
I think it's November.
It's like you get red TV and let me bite you.
Facts. They can deliver time toxic metals like nickel and lead into your lungs.
Yep,
That's
just
metal
Papa Joe.
in your lungs.
Hey.
Back on.
Coming.
By itself. I mean, I know you won't believe it, but it's like somebody cut the brakes while I was driving.
I don't know. I'll find out. Are you sure you're okay?
I'm fine. It's Carver. That needs to worry.
You think Carver's all behind this?
Well, he knows I took down one of his assassins, Millie Rollins, a.k.a. Sunshine, and he knows I'm the lead on the RICO case we're building against him.
Well, if that's true, we have to get your witness
Yeah, that's
protection.
what the dog's on play
It's just not
WWE.
safe out here, Joe.
I'm not going anywhere. Look, if Carver is coming after me, that means he is scared. What do scared people do? They make mistakes. We need to take advantage of that.
Fine. Fine. You have my complete support, Joe, as always. But if anything happens, I'll never forgive myself.
I need to go talk to Rollins.
Weird that it's like the anti-iris. Waffles.
Okay,
Follow
the investors
through.
brunch is in full swing.
Now you go get us eyes in that circle. I got a tinkle.
Yeah, I know what I said.
Okay. The doctor is in. Say, ah.
I like that iPad.
Bet. You call this an encryption scheme? I could do this with one hand tied behind my back. Good morning. Don't mind me, I'm just doing a routine software update. Can I have my hand back, please?
You dress well. For tech support.
Have good work ethic.
Funny, it looked like you were tampering with the facility's security system. Not repairing it.
Temper? Oh, you mean all this?
Yes, all of that.
No, this is a procedure we follow to make sure that your money's secure. That is, if the safety of your money is important to you, Miss.
Miss January galore. And the safety of my money is very important to me.
I'm sure it is.
So, what do those little green lights do?
The green lights, they are not important. I'm actually all done here. Enjoy the waffle.
Oh, I will.
I think we only have apple fritters here. Are we live?
Yeah, we're live. We got eyes. We almost didn't get them, though. I ran into one of the donors, some rich British lady. What was her name? April Gabor.
Wait. January galore?
That's the one.
That's not good. She's an arms dealer that Barry and I met in Midway City.
That's where she was from.
She seemed kind of charming to me. Very forward, but charming nonetheless. We're in trouble. The security feeds are dead.
Servers are on the 5th floor. Let's go.
Ew, what is that? What is that?
Perfect disguise.
A disc. I think I just lost my appetite.
No, he didn't.
Hi, Slut. You miss me?
Almost as much as I miss Frederico. Good tape working. Hello, Sue. Or is it January?
What can I say?
Commercialized loan obligations are deliciously robust. Although, not half as delicious as you, Tax.
Still up to your old tricks? Swiping diamonds and pearls?
Oh, you like Prince? Me too.
Yes! Me, 3. I'm Cisco. By the way, we met back when you were January galore. That was an excellent accent, by the way. Do you have any training?
Oh, thank you. I did my senior year abroad.
London, no doubt.
Oh, Italy, actually.
She fancy. You fancy. Hey, Sue?
You're trapped.
That's
You're
awesome.
going now.
Oh, actually, I'm going home.
Did you see that?
Billy Rollins. This man, he worked for Joseph Carver. This is what happens to those who fail Carver.
Incentive for the rest of us to succeed.
But you didn't succeed. So that probably means you're next. Now look, I can offer you protection, but this is a one-time deal. Are you interested?
No thanks.
But the only way somebody could accelerate the car and simultaneously cut the brakes is from inside the car's engine, which is, I mean, obviously no person could fit inside there.
Well, Ray Palmer could, only he's not a murderous, sabotaging type.
How about another human who can squeeze into tight places? Likes to watch his victim suffering up close.
Ragdoll.
What would First Lieutenant Billy Rollins, a soldier who rescued 14 families
Ragdoll
from
weirds
search
me
and
out.
take care, think of what you become now? Would you and I
So creepy.
Medal of Valor. Billy, restore that honor. Help me stop Joseph Carver before it's too late.
What the heck? Supermaning it.
Get Flash.
Come on! She got the one with the door in his face.
Hold on a second, though. The door's still moving. He's the Flash. I never understand
He's
that.
more concerned about Papa Joe.
Iris, something's not.
Gavin said, I watched the priceless videos. The reaction Enosh gives when Ezra Miller Flash turns up is priceless.
Yes, it is. That so somebody tried to say that I put that on. I'm like, you just don't know me very well.
He peed his pants a little is what happened.
You just don't know me very well because I nerd out like that over stuff. I get very emotional.
We're tearing up watching Smallville again.
We were watching Smallville. Landon was making fun of me last night because we were watching Smallville and finally got to the episode. Yeah, season 9 where Clark and Lois start dating and they get on an elevator and they're like holding hands and stuff and I start tearing up and Landon looks at me and goes, "Are you crying?" And I'm like, "Yeah, a little bit. Kind of emotional. Means something to me." But Darth Tasty says, "Yeah, for Tip was almost hurt during that reaction."
What?
Darth Tasty said, "Yeah, Tip was almost hurt during that reaction."
Yeah, you like punched me in the boob.
I know. Didn't mean to, but. Oh, Caleb, the Ezra Miller situation. I don't know, man. I gotta
The last thing that I saw is that they're not looking into it.
That's what I saw too. I saw that they actually, what we were actually talking about, they actually moved up
Yeah.
they
moved it up a month.
They moved it up a month. They pushed Batman back
until the end of the year.
Until the end of October or to the beginning of October.
Yeah.
And then they which I think will actually end up working better for that. But
yeah. And then they moved Shazam to November of that year.
Yeah. But man, which is going to be cool because no. Shazam is the next year.
Yeah.
Shazam is 2022.
Yeah, I just said that.
Oh, I thought you said the same year. You
No.
said of that year.
No,
so
because
yeah.
Isn't it Flash and Shazam are supposed to be 2022?
Yes.
And then the Batman is 2021.
No, you said the same year, so I thought you meant from the Batman. So I don't know, man. I really don't know what to make of that video. I've watched the video several times. I haven't seen any more news come out on it.
Yeah.
I've looked and I haven't seen, like I keep looking to see if there's like more story to it.
Mm-hmm.
or whatever. I know that the people who are involved say that like all this stuff happened, but I haven't actually seen an actual like statement from Ezra about it, or from anybody really about it. So so I don't know. It's hard because you hear the people talk about it on when they tweeted about it, and they said that that they basically did get into a fight or whatever, but nobody in that exchange looked like they were mad.
Yeah.
The girl was smiling and laughing, and it wasn't until the one guy goes, hey dude, or like hey hey bro, whatever. But you can't even really go by that because like I've wrestled around with people, and all of a sudden if somebody starts to. I had a friend who had a girlfriend. We were all friends, but then when he started dating her, he got super protective of her. And so like if you just like kind of went up to her and like just mess with her at all, he would like step in the way and like put his arm, because he was like really kind of obsessive. And that's kind of what it reminded me of. Actually, it reminded me of my old friend who did that, because like we would always like laugh and joke with my friend, but then when they started dating, he would step in and put his arm in, like he didn't want anybody near her or anything, and like just kind of made it awkward for everybody. And like it didn't look like everybody's like he choke slammed her. I don't know, because it doesn't look like he choke slammed her. It looks like he did kind of get her up around here and stuff, but it was not. And
then brought her down.
Yeah, it's like he brought her down, but like all like gently it looked like, and then but then the guy's like dude. So I don't know.
They can go either way.
I know that's the thing. It's like I could go either way on it. Like I could see how it could be something, but I could see how it might not be something. And so I don't know. I've been waiting for them to say something about it, but nobody has. All right, we're back.
I'm fine. I'm all bandaged up.
Alright, Joe, that's twice now.
And that's twice I've gotten a clean bill of health.
Alright. Oh, wait, hold on. Where are you going?
I am still the lead on this investigation, and I was this close to getting a deal with Rollins if it wasn't for this.
He's a dangerous psycho, and he's got your number. Alright, look, I hate to say it, but I don't know. It feels like maybe Singh was right. You should let this go for a while.
Oh, so you're gonna take me off the case now?
No,
Yes, Jeff, we saw Birds of Prey the night it came out.
I'm not fast enough to do that anymore. I mean, look at your arm.
Dude, you know I'm not gonna stop if I'm this close.
I get it.
What's up, Jeremy Harris?
Stay here at Star Labs, at least until I've stopped Ragdoll.
Hey, you okay? What happened?
There was gunfire. I wasn't fast enough to stop all the bullets. It's fine. It's my fault that he got hurt.
Doing good, Alan. How are you, man?
It's getting worse.
No.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna use facial recognition algorithms and metahuman trackers. I'm gonna find Ragdoll and stop him if I have to use every last resource in Star Labs to do it.
Except the one that counts. Barry, you promised me that you would keep him safe.
I know.
I can't lose my dad.
You won't. I swear.
Look at that, no holes in the spires. No holes in the spires. Not one.
That's her husband? I didn't realize that.
Come in.
I heard she said that she was talking about her husband. I didn't realize
Kind of reminds me of the guy who plays Steel on Legend
When
of
my
Tomorrow.
private security said I had a guest, the last person I expected to see was Captain Joe West.
I suppose you're here on urgent police business.
Personal.
Somebody's got to have it,
You went
Gavin.
that way when you tried to kill me. Twice.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Peter Merkel. Ragdoll. Last he was seen was breaking into McCulloch Technologies. That was about a year ago.
Yes.
We're doing good, Thomas. How you doing, man?
I've had a number of security issues lately, as I'm sure you're aware.
Yeah, the strange thing is, the CCPD never apprehended him. He just vanished. Until today. Do you know anything about that?
Sounds like you've crafted some very interesting narratives about me, Captain West. It even sounds like you're saying I hired someone to pop out of a box to assassinate you.
No, because I read the script.
I didn't say that Ragdoll popped out of a box.
Damn. And I was doing so well. You've been a pain in the ass, Captain. And you've taken up far too much of my time. So, I'm gonna make you a one-time only offer. I will call off Merkel. And all you have to do is walk out that door and leave me alone. Forever.
I'll make a counter offer.
How's Go sound?
You spend 80 years in Iron Heights for attempting to assassinate a precinct captain.
Technology is a fickle mistress. Localized EMP pulse. One of the advantages of owning the most advanced technological institution in the world. Whatever you think I've done, it's 1,000,000 times worse. I can eliminate anyone, anywhere. And that includes you. My lovely companion, Miss Horton. Even that precious little baby of yours.
He's got a weird face. It's like his face is like. It's like they shrunk his face to baby face, like here. So it's like his face doesn't actually fill out the whole area of his face. Like his head should either be smaller or something, because his face looks like it was like normal, and then it was like kind of shrunken in a little
Too much
bit.
forehead for his face.
He's got too much face for his face. Like everything looks like it got wrangled in towards the center. Like there was like a center point of gravity around his nose, and it just went like. Zoop.
Yeah, look it on the screen how the dogs look.
Yep.
Like, Mom, you has popcorn.
Look how perfectly just like still they're sitting too. Just like we're just here. We're so
Lisa, can I have some more?
This is ridiculous. Look at this. Just so pleasant and so nice and just so sweet. They have ulterior motives.
Mm-hmm.
They want popcorn. Don't you look? Well, yeah, maybe. Who, me?
Oh, like Shaggy, it wasn't me.
Wookie's got the munchies.
Well, it's 421.
Yeah, Wookie made his debut today in the Mark Uno video.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna watch The Flash, but then I got high.
Ellen says, eating my popcorn, eh?
Yeah, I went with something different tonight. I got the tomato soup because I had not eaten dinner yet. Right, Gavin? Yeah, they're calm before they go mad for about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Then just rah.
Well, they were doing the WWE before everything started.
Yeah. Look how quiet they are now, though, because there's food in the room. Unbelievable, unbelievable. Well, we've missed you guys.
Yeah.
It's been crazy with. I mean, we've done a couple live streams though. I mean, so we've been live, but we've
Not Flash Live.
not the Flash though.
Yeah.
We've not been live for the Flash, so missed the Flash.
And then Stargirl starts next month.
Oh yeah.
It's either like May 18th or 19th.
Which is going to be cool because we're in the middle of watching Smallville season 9.
And the next episode that we watch has her in it.
Yep, we're getting ready to hit right where they got into stride there towards the end and showed the Justice Society of America. And so you're gonna get to see the Stargirl on there. I'm interested to see how this new Stargirl, because we've gotten what this will be the third live action Stargirl I think that we've had. We've had
That was sweet.
Smallville.
Did you see that commercial?
Legends.
And then this one.
Oh, little tiny hole in the spire.
Just walked right in there, knowing what could happen. What the hell were you thinking?
No bite out of it, though.
I went over Carver's house with some macho BS. You know I'm not proud like that. I was just terrified I can't protect my family.
Well, you're the one who needs protecting right now.
I'm not worried about me, Barry. I can't lose Cecile and Jen.
And I can't lose you. Listen, Carver has unlimited resources, right? I mean, first it was Dr. Light, then it was Sunshine, today it's Ragdoll, and tomorrow, it's who knows. And now, if I can't protect you,
what do you want me to do?
Think about witness protection. Joe, you need to stay alive.
Committing to a 5-year investment will guarantee you a 5% return, Miss Genoa. As for security, our server room is reinforced with military-grade steel alloys.
Sounds wonderfully impenetrable.
Yeah, but nothing is impenetrable. Isn't that right? That's Dearbon.
Dearbon? You said your name was Genoa, like the salami.
Avrei dovuto attenermi alla recitazione.
She lied about that. It's kind of her thing. She is stupid rich, though.
Oh, in that case? How do you two know each other? Are you married?
Gross.
Not yet.
Do you mind excusing us for a moment? I would love to speak to my friend about possibly investing here as well.
By all means, take your time.
So, Slick, you here to make a super citizen's arrest?
I know what you're up to.
Really? I'm all ears.
The files on this are your parents' bank accounts. They've been wiring money every week like clockwork to a coded account. Your parents are being extorted. What? No snarky comeback? Oh, means I'm right.
You going somewhere with this?
Well, my guess is that your parents are being blackmailed by the same person who owns every single banking system that you've hacked into since we last met. Joseph Carver.
Careful, Slick.
You weren't stealing anything in Paris, Shanghai, or Central City. You were investigating Carver. He must have found out their ugly little secret. What do they lie on their tax returns? They bribe their way into that yacht club?
Enough. Assume whatever you want about me, but don't do it about my parents. They're good people.
Then let me help you.
I barely know you.
You know everything that matters.
I can stretch in all the right places.
For the record, I didn't enjoy tricking you. Okay, I enjoyed it. But honestly, I felt pretty crappy afterwards. Why is that?
Because we're supposed to be together.
Just like your parents. You just have some issues.
You're so decent. It's nauseating.
Oh boy, you should have seen me about 2 years ago. I was a real crap bag. Actually, you probably would like that though.
I don't know. This whole good guy thing you got going on. It's tolerable. Which is why I'm giving you this. Look into that. You might find something interesting. I did.
I just talked to Iris. She said someone tried to kill Captain West.
Yeah, Joseph Carver.
So what do we do?
I sent Jenna to stay with her sister Joni, so we know she's safe, and
I don't know. Cecile, if you're helping Joe and Carver finds out, what do you think, he's gonna come after me too? If he does, he'll have to go through me.
Me too. Sorry, I couldn't help it over here, but I'm here to help keep everyone safe. You feel safe?
We're safe. You, not so much.
Allegra. Hey, Allegra, come on. Hey, what can I do to fix this? I feel terrible.
What about how I feel? No, I've been lied to before, a lot, by pretty much anyone who's ever said they cared about me. And now, you expect me to smile and say it's all okay because you feel bad?
What am I supposed to do?
Walk away. Great.
Just waiting for you to get done with your tomato soup, man. Maybe I could lick that bowl for you. Help get it clean.
Did she technically just flash him? Kevin said, you know, she looked bored with this episode.
Well, so I'll just be honest. I don't like Allegra at all as a character. I find her to be very boring. Just my opinion. I just don't care for her. I think Cecile is fine in small doses, but I think that the actress who portrays her really overacts. And I like the Dibney thing a little bit, but and honestly though, I don't like the guy who's the bad guy.
Magda?
No,
The guy that Joe was just
small
talking to.
shrink face.
The guy that Joe was just talking to.
That should be his name, shrink face. Yeah, I don't really care for him either. So like there's
Beer
like
Master's husband?
yeah, so there's like 3 or 4 people here that I just really don't really care about in this episode. I'm not saying it's a bad episode. I don't like Allegra. Cecile is overacting, and we don't have enough of the Flash in this episode of the Flash. Because the Flash is starting. It's kind of a concern. Is the Flash is starting to become a side character in his own show. There's so many other people now in the show, which is fine if they do it right. But like literally, we go episodes without seeing Dibney at all, and then all of a sudden the entire episode centers around Dibney. You know what I mean? Like
That's like what they do for a soap opera.
I know there's no balance though. Is what I'm saying. It's like you could have balance, you know. And anyways, and then Joe. I love Joe. I love Joe's character. I always have, but like. Every once in a while, they write Joe in a really weird way where like he just doesn't make any sense. Like instead of like doing what he has to do, like where usually he's like being very level-headed and helping other people, you know, to be level-headed and stuff. All of a sudden, he'll go out on this like tangent and not do what he's supposed to do. You know, I don't know. I'm not bored with it. It's just a little. Just is what it is.
Yeah, it sounds like Quinn and Grant Gustin, they only finished filming episode 19. And then they got partway through 20 before they had to stop. Because he was making posts all day. Well, the 19th, Tuesday the 19th, okay. Start girl. But yeah, Grant Gustin made a couple posts today. He was talking about how there was one scene that he really enjoyed shooting.
Mm-hmm.
But he thinks it won't make it into the season, or at least up to where we see
really?
until they have to finish the season.
I don't know. I haven't heard that that the guy who plays Ralph has been doing anything else. So I think it's just a story.
He's not, because I follow him on Twitter and he's been quarantined at home with his dogs.
No,
but he's not doing anything else right now.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Unless he secretly is, and then we figure out this summer or something that he's been working on something
And where is Frost?
Well, that she may be reduced due to the pregnancy. Yeah, but it's just weird because like people disappear on this show for like weeks at a time now, and then
but not like Don Baskin.
That's not his name though. Her new husband's last name is Baskin, but Carol Baskin killed her husband, whacked him.
That is on a loop in my
Can't tell
head
me
all
that
day.
it didn't happen. Fed him to tigers, they snacking. What's happening? Carol Baskin.
She's the villain of next season.
I'd watch that season.
She's like dragging one leg. Hey, you cool cats and kittens.
Naughty business, huh?
That's awesome. Carol Baskin, the villain of season 7. As the Flash finally met his match.
He's going around speeding and she's riding her little bike.
Hey, you cats, little cats and kittens.
Hey, all you cool cats.
Cool cats and kittens. Oh, hey, the Flash is here.
So much delicious suffering. See you soon, Captain.
Alright, I can track Cecile's phone, but Joe, he wants you to find her just like he used me to Laura Iris. It's a trap.
If something happens to her, tell me.
No, we're gonna bring her home.
I'm ready to push your speed.
Don't worry about my speed. I'll do whatever I can, alright? I won't go back until she's safe. Let's go.
Okay?
Okay.
I do like this season's outfit though.
Captain West, Ragdoll was here.
Yeah, I know. He took Cecile. I'm here with her now. Listen, I need your help defusing an explosive.
What kind of device is it, Captain?
It is a Michael 112 composition Charlie 4 block demolition charge.
Block demolition charge. Yeah, got it. Okay, so easy. Open the outer panel. You're gonna see 4 wires. Hold the green one.
What?
There are more than 4 wires, and they're all green. I got this.
But how? You have to.
Remember dancing at your cousin's wedding?
But you were stepping on my toes until we finally got in sync.
We're going to do that now. You do not have time. Follow me. On 3. Move, okay?
Oh, he's a weapon. Ow.
We lost a minute.
You're not gonna make anyone suffer anymore, Marco. No matter how much Black Hole's paying you.
Pay. Don't care about money.
If you're not trying to kill Joe for money, why are you doing this?
Oh, release. Mother's dead. Heart attack. No one left to suffer now, except myself. Thank you, Flash, for helping me suffer. Any second now, release comes with kaboom.
Joe, what did you do? What did you do?
What I had to do, please, get Cecile out of here now.
No, I don't want to leave you.
Cecile, please, make sure that Jenna is safe.
Joe, I'm not gonna hurt you.
Go.
No.
All right, come on, let's go.
Barry.
Let's try.
I should go to the section.
Dang.
This.
A little test.
Jeff, yeah, man, that's fine. Like, everybody likes different characters and stuff. That's fine that you like this episode. I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad episode. It's just not one of my favorites. I definitely agree that we need variety. But I don't agree about Reverse Flash, because I don't see Reverse Flash being recycled or reused. Reverse Flash is literally the Flash's main nemesis.
Like Joker is to Batman.
Yeah. And he hasn't been around. I mean, we're in season 6, and we got a little bit of him last year, but not really in his full capacity. He was basically just in prison. I mean, he was in episodes, but we didn't get Reverse Flash. And this year we got very little of the Reverse Flash. So I personally, I would disagree with you saying that the Reverse Flash is being recycled and everything, just because I don't see how he's overused. He hasn't been used
hardly at all. To be quite honest with you, he shows up every once in a great while, and when he does, it's literally for like, it's been like for an episode. Other villains.
He did a handful of episodes of Legends for that one.
Other
season.
villains have gotten entire seasons, and Reverse Flash got like part of season 1, because they kind of went back and forth. I mean, he was there, but you know, we didn't know what the full capacity was. Now we can look back and go, well, yeah, he was there the whole season, but at the time it wasn't. And then, like I said, last season he was in jail, so he wasn't really doing much until the last episode or 2. You know, when we found out when
it was the very last episode he got.
Yeah, it's the very last episode. So, back on.
Federal agents will be here any minute.
Oh, clean.
We'll be the only ones who know where you're going. They'll keep you safe, Joe. At least till we get this Carver mess sorted out.
Thank you, Davis, for everything, man.
Iris doesn't answer on her phone. She needs to know this is happening.
Just tell Iris I love her, okay?
I don't think I can do this.
Yes.
No, I can't.
Yes. Listen, I have to go. It's the only way to keep our family safe. And just tell little baby Jenna that her daddy's gonna come home as soon as he possibly can, okay? I love you, Sissy Lord.
I love you.
Listen. Iris and I, we're gonna take down Carver and Black Hole, and we're gonna bring you home. Promise.
Keep her safe.
I will.
I swear if they blow up that vehicle.
I was thinking the same thing.
They gonna blow up his.
Ragdoll. I was gonna say Ragdoll's gonna be intact.
Joe West is out of the way as requested. Success is assured.
If anyone's gonna make my husband pay for what he did, it's gonna be me.
Looks like Captain Joe West will no longer be a problem now.
Someone else must have heard the good news too, because they sent you a gift. I had it delivered.
It's a mirror.
Or deceased. Pyramids. Singing, I'm coming out.
Hello, Joseph. You're a hard man to get a hold of.
That's on purpose.
Wait. I just have one little thing I need from you. An apology.
Seriously? That's what this is about.
I wanted to help the world. Now you're destroying it.
I am keeping it safe.
You let me rot in here while you took everything I
I created. I had a vision for humankind.
So did I!
And now I'm making it a reality.
This is your last chance, Joseph.
Threats are for real people, Eva. Not phantoms. Because that's what you are. And me? Darling. I'm untouchable.
I just talked to David. Is my dad really gone?
I tried calling you.
That's your excuse?
Oh, good God.
My dad is in witness protection, Barry. You should have come to get me.
Yeah, Iris, there wasn't enough time.
You're the Flash, Barry. You can make a second last an hour. Where is he?
I honestly don't know.
When is he coming back?
The second that we catch Carver.
Carver's pockets are lined with politicians and lawmakers, Barry. Not to mention assassins. It could be years before we catch him.
Iris, I'm so sorry, but Cecile was almost killed. And then Joe. He had to leave right away, or else Carver may come after Jenna or you.
Carver already came after me.
And I wasn't here to protect you. Look, I'm trying to keep this family safe.
I want you to take me to him right now.
I told you I don't know where he's going.
You don't need to, Barry. They left, what, like 30 minutes ago? They're probably still within a 50-mile radius. With your speed, you could search that entire area in seconds.
No, I can't. Not anymore.
Can't? Or won't?
It's not that simple.
Yes, it is, Barry!
No, it isn't! Look, Iris, I'm barely hanging on. I can't catch my breath. I'm getting dizzy, my feet are numb, my fingers tingle. It feels like with every step I take, I'm getting ripped in two. All I can think about is if I'll be fast enough tomorrow to save another life.
I trust in you, Barry.
Iris,
Now we have something else in common. We both lost our parents. I hope that was worth it.
Maybe a part of her thing is that she's got to,
where you go? Iris.
break up her marriage.
I want you to leave.
You can't be serious.
Barry, you always do this. You always make all of these decisions, and then the rest of us have to deal with the fallout. Flashpoint, going into the Speed Force, taking Nora into the future, and now this. I am done, Barry.
Iris.
I want you to get out.
Please. Okay, look, we can work through this. You're my home.
Not anymore. Leave.
Wake up, it's time.
No, that's not the real Iris. The real Iris is still in the mirror.
Razor blade shine.
This is where the fastest man does the slowest walk.
What does the color mean again?
Colors are like green, yellow, red. They're like a light, like. Always losing speed.
Something happened to Iris.
Barry, how could you do this? For God's sake, I'm your wife.
No. The real Iris is out there somewhere. I won't let her down.
Fine. You want to see who I really am? I'll show you.
Flash, also next Tuesday at 8/7.
Hey, this is Ruby Rose. Don't miss a new episode of Batwoman this Sunday.
Later.
Right. Second of all, nobody kicks me out of my house. Nope. Nope. Ain't gonna happen. Be like, oh, hey Iris. Oh, you wanted to leave? Oh, okay. Well,
Probably wouldn't choose those heels, but okay.
just saying. So the ending was good. I really liked the ending.
What is up with the chief of police? Or the ex-chief of police?
Oh yeah.
Well, I think it's the same thing. You know, she's got all these mirrored versions of people, and so there's a mirrored version of him now working for her.
So why is she only keeping Iris around then if she had?
I don't know. That's a weird
Apparently
one.
Cisco's girlfriend is in there. Singh is now in there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like now where are they? Because now they have to get them out too after they get Iris out.
You know, Caleb, it's funny you mentioned that because, you know, it's funny because I don't know if you saw what Caleb said.
Yeah.
You know, he says, I kind of wish it was the real Iris. I'm kind of sick of the whole one true love thing CW boasts, Oliver and Felicity, Barry and Iris, etc. I kind of wish they portrayed relationships more realistically. Legends does it really well. So look, I'm fine with one true love thing. Clark and Lois should always be together.
Barry and Iris.
You know, Barry and Iris. That's fine with me. The crazy thing is I could actually see real Iris doing something like that because real Iris goes off on these weird mental breaks where like she just all of a sudden expects like the most insane crazy thing out of Barry, right? Like, and I guess that's been the weird part of the show for me lately is like the show will go on long periods of time where it's normal and like everybody's acting like they normally would, and then all of a sudden they go off on these weird tangents where it's like they act completely out of character. So just so the story moves along and gets to the next point and gets into where they go, and then when they all come back, they're all like normal again, you know. You know, I don't have a problem with like the one true love thing where you know they're obviously in love, they're married. You know, I don't want them to break up. I don't want them to get a divorce. I don't want, you know, I mean, I don't think that has to be something for it to be realistic. I just think that like you're not always going to look at somebody with puppy dog eyes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
So since she's feeling cranky, maybe she should sleep on the couch.
well, that's what I'm saying. But you know, that's things like nobody kicks me out of my own house. You know, but Barry, unfortunately, he is that little lost puppy dog when it comes to romantic relationships. He's always like this yearning, you know. It's kind of like how Clark was for Lana on Smallville for, you know, 7 seasons, 8 seasons, whatever that we watched, that we've just, you know, watched, you know. It wasn't until he actually moved on to Lois where he actually exuded some confidence for once that like he was actually going to be.
I'm gonna sit around and wait forever for you, Lana.
Yeah, you know, like, oh Lana, I love you so much, and now we can finally be together. And then she got superpowers. Spoiler for a 10-year-old show. But you know, she got superpowers, and he was like, you know, oh, we can finally be together. And it was like, oh, we can't be together because they got absorbed all the kryptonite. Oh, you know, but you know, but they're not supposed to be together. You know, it's supposed to be.
But they had to tease it since they had 10 years of that show, that they could tease a little bit like, oh, you think you're gonna be, nah, just kidding.
Yeah. So.
Oh, she wants more money, we're gonna take her out.
Yeah. You know, it's interesting.
The Master Daily 2 says, did you know the Flash season 6 is ending with episode 19, not 22? What? Jeff said that there's a Star Trek episode of Legends. We needs to catch up, like, now. What is that? That's cool.
Looking,
The green screen?
No,
I'm looking forward.
he didn't, it's because of Grant Gustin's post earlier.
Oh,
He didn't say that, oh, they're finishing with 19. He says he doesn't think that they'll finish this season because of the pandemic.
Oh, okay.
But, because he posted this video talking about one of the scenes that he shot.
Well, that's interesting. That's cool.
Yeah, so it's one of the scenes, and he says, here's a further behind-the-scene look at a sequence I teased with a picture right before the shutdown. Sadly, I don't think we'll get this episode with this sequence this season because we couldn't finish this episode before the shutdown. Hopefully we'll get it at the beginning of next season because I had a lot of fun with it, and the stunt department and the camera department killed it. Hopefully a little glimpse could be enough for now, maybe. Enjoy tonight's episode, 4 episodes left.
Well, you know, sometimes TV shows have different amounts of episodes. Look, we're watching Smallville season 9 right now, and it's got 21 episodes. And there's been some seasons that had 24 episodes.
Yeah.
And some seasons had 22 episodes. So, I mean, we want as much as we can get, obviously.
Yeah.
But
Caleb said, no, I just mean I wouldn't mind characters getting separated, breaking up, or divorcing, instead of characters dating unsuccessfully until they meet the one and everything is perfect or near perfect.
yeah, no, I get that. I get that. Except, like I said, with Barry and Iris, what bugs me about them is it's either perfect or they're at each other's throat. Like, they either trust each other's, like, completely and, like, over the top and, like, look at each other with these longing, you know, puppy dog eyes, or, like, they're at odds because they totally didn't trust each other and they totally, you know, withheld information or whatever, you know, and they've kind of gone back and forth on that kind of concept now for a few seasons, like, ever since they got together, you know, so.
Ever since Avatar.
Yeah. Yeah, that Star Trek episode does sound fun. What's up, Brandon?
Me and Isaac are only a couple
That was
behind.
the-
We gotta watch and
I think
catch
that was
up.
the one right before the break, or that was the one right after. Or that's tonight. No, it's not tonight. They showed it.
You and I gotta catch up.
Yeah.
Kevin says, and also the Flash cliffhanger this season was meant to be Reverse Flash as well, but that has been dropped as well because of the virus. It'll be interesting to see how the season ends, you know?
Yeah.
Obviously, we know that usually they save everything for the last episode, where it all kind of comes together. So,
Because they shove as much as they can in an episode and be like, hey, see you in the fall.
yep. So how is that gonna work for them this year?
Yep.
Because if they're not able to have like the last 3 episodes, how are they going to bring it to a close?
Yeah.
Would be the question.
Unless they could do some like really, really good CGI at the very end of episode 19.
Yeah.
Jeff said, Caleb, remember Patty Spivot? Her relationship with Barry was almost perfect back then. You think they're destined if you're not a comic book reader like myself.
That's a good point.
He says, what if they just fade to black like Sopranos did? Brandon says, do you think the season will end before the virus is over?
So it looks like they're doing it every week instead of every other week. So it means that the supposed season finale would be when Stargirl starts. Or let me see.
Jeremy said, did you guys notice that everyone isn't always tucked away in Star Labs? Not everyone appears every episode, and they are doing their own quests.
Yes, well, that's what I was kind of talking about earlier. Is the fact that it's.
Jeff said negative speed force is infected with coronavirus.
I'm fine with the idea of them doing their own individual things, and I don't think that they have to all be, you know, together at all times or whatever.
Flash would finish the week before Stargirl.
Okay. Excuse me.
So.
I'm fine with them all doing their with their own things. My only problem is people just disappearing for weeks on end without any explanation. Like Dibney.
Except for like a one-liner, like, oh yeah, they're off doing this, but like, then
Yeah.
they don't call back to that at all.
Like when Dibney disappeared, like we're like episode after episode, and we're like, where's Dibney? Like he's just not around, right? And then like
and he comes back, he's like, oh yeah, I was just looking up on Sue.
yeah, like for weeks you were looking up on Sue, like that's pretty intense looking up there. Like Cisco would just disappear for
But they explained his.
Yeah, I
He
know.
went
It's
away
just
on like a
spiritual journey.
Yeah.
to find himself.
No, I know.
He went to Atlantis.
Yeah, he went to Atlantis. That's cool. That was cool. But you know what I'm saying? Like it's just like they'll just have people like disappear, like because it's. And I guess my only thing is it just seems very convenient, where like they're only using people as they need to use people. But it's kind of like we talked about when they came back from Crisis, where like that didn't make much sense either because in Crisis like nobody was there. You know, like nobody was participating in any of that except for Killer Frost. It was like
post Crisis or during Crisis?
Well, both.
During Crisis, it was just Iris and Caitlin.
Yeah.
And then after, yeah, it was.
Well, then even Iris disappeared, and it was like just Caitlin.
Yeah.
And it was like.
And then Cisco just in the Flash episode for a little bit.
Yeah.
No. Was the one when they got sent to the.
Speed Force?
No, when they got sent outside of time, that place. Was that the Legend? No, not the Legends. The third episode.
That was the Speed Force they went into at the end when the multiverse collapsed and they were outside of it. That was the Speed Force. Barry took them all into the Speed Force.
Well, yeah. No, I'm talking about when Pariah sent them all out, and then sent them to the edge of time or something outside of time in that building, and then Superman got replaced with.
That was the Speed Force. They were in, that was where Barry took them into the Speed Force to protect them, because all of the multiverse collapsed. And that was the only place that that was the only place that they could be safe. That's why Barry took them all in there, and then Barry was running around through the Speed Force trying to find if there were any. That's how he came up on Ezra Miller's Flash, because Ezra Miller's Flash was in the Speed Force. Because that wasn't really Star Labs, it was.
Jeff, they didn't show it because she wasn't in this episode.
This Caitlin's baby bump this episode.
Mastermind Dailies 2 says, I got a new theory. The Reverse Flash is looking for a new body. So why not Godspeed? Reverse Flash will take over Godspeed's body to create Red Death. And with all the speed, the Black Flash then be back.
That's an interesting theory.
It's character development.
I would like those people to be different characters though. I don't want Red Death to be the combination of Reverse Flash and Godspeed. I want Godspeed to be Godspeed. We've gotten teased Godspeed. We've seen Godspeed obviously, but we haven't really gotten Godspeed yet. You know, like as a main character, as somebody who's like we're gonna get some development on. So I would like to see just Godspeed come forward, and then I don't know. What do you guys think if they bring in Red Death, which I mean they've teased, and I think that they want to eventually at some point. Do you get Kevin Conroy to play Red Death? Do you bring Kevin Conroy back to play Red Death since he's supposed to be Bruce Wayne?
I think if they eventually bring Batman and Batwoman, I think they'll try and use like the same Bruce Wayne that they would for Batwoman.
Well, that's who Kevin Conroy is.
No, he was Earth 99.
Oh.
Bruce Wayne.
But they haven't shown Bruce Wayne, have they? No.
No, they've just shown Batman like in flashbacks.
Yeah.
To when Kate was a kid.
So I'm just saying, do you know since the only Bruce Wayne that we've seen so far in the whole Arrowverse has been Kevin Conroy, do you bring Kevin Conroy back to play Red Death?
There should be an old Red Death then.
Well, I mean, I think they could make him look younger.
Plus, I think they made him look older for that part.
I think so
anyway.
too. Yeah. I mean, he's obviously older, but I mean, they made him look, I think, a little bit older, because that was the type of Batman that he was supposed to be playing. But I don't know. It would be cool at some point to see like all these speedsters all in one episode.
Yeah.
Like a combination of all the speedsters. I think that would be cool. I'm gonna bring this closer so that we can all have a better discussion.
I'm just wondering when they're going to finish the artificial Speed Force and if that's going to be pushed to next season. Or if
Well,
it's finished this season. Because I'm guessing with that scene that Grant Gustin posted today, that probably means that they made the artificial Speed Force.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
But, I don't know.
Gavin says I saw them Legends. I saw the Legends trailer with them doing Friends and Star Trek.
I responded to it.
Oh, did you? I agree, Caleb. I think Godspeed should be the villain of next season.
Yeah, we know that we're eventually going to get our death.
No, it's not for you.
The hints. I guess we'll still haven't gotten the road.
That's true.
But I'm thinking since the past 3 seasons we haven't had a speedster, that I think that they'll go back to the speedsters next season.
Yeah.
Go back to what works.
Yeah. Because Savitar was the last, like, main speedster villain. Because then you had Thinker, then Cicada, and then now, well, that was Bloodwork, and then now,
Yeah.
Black Hole.
Gavin said I think Cisco's girlfriend will die, and then he will leave so Carlos can leave the show. I don't know. They've gone back and forth with him so much.
Yeah.
Over the last couple of seasons.
Why would he leave
like,
with her dying though if he wouldn't leave with what's her face dying?
yeah.
Not leaving him.
Yeah. I don't know.
Gypsy.
Yeah, with Gypsy. The way that they've written his character has been really weird this last year. He's been very wishy-washy. He hasn't been a main focus at all. He hasn't been the Cisco that we've all come to love. I mean, Cisco was always one of the things about the show that I've loved. I guess one of the problems that I've had is I have not liked the transition of, like I said, trying to transition to these other people that I just really don't care about. I really just, I don't like Nash. I don't like that version of Wells at all. I love all the other versions of Wells. I've loved what's his name's portrayal of all the different Wells, and I think that he's done a great job. Tom Cavanaugh. I just don't like the Nash character at all. The Nash character just feels to me like they're trying too hard to replace season 2 Wells, like the main Wells. Like they're trying to establish a new main Wells, and he just doesn't do it for me. Like they're trying to make him now heroic and and everything, and it just I don't care for him as a character, and I don't like Allegra. I feel like she's been kind of forced in as well as a character. I don't have any buy-in for those two characters, so that's my problem. Is everybody likes something different. So if you like them, that's fine with me. I'm not gonna tell anybody else what to like. It's not right or wrong. It's just our preference and what we like and what we don't like. It's just something that I just haven't.
Jeff says
really
I think
enjoyed.
they should do at least a 2-episode special of all the speedsters together in the final season.
That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome to see. Yeah, big old.
Jeremy says they should have kept just Wells from season 2. And then Caleb says I wish they brought back Harry instead of creating Nash. I never got into Pariah. If we had history with him, it would have worked more.
I agree with that. That's that's one of my things is
I agree with Jeff.
what's that?
Says they've already killed Gypsy. I don't think they're going to betray Cisco's character by killing Camilla.
Unless he's just meant to walk alone with no one and be all by himself. All by myself. Don't wanna be All by myself.
I think one of their toys is on my bed.
I just think Cisco's girlfriend will die is because she is the only one who has not been made a season regular for next season.
Yeah, it's true.
Did you see what Pelican said?
I'm so bored being inside Esoterra.
Etc.
Or etc. I'm so bored being inside etc. etc.
Mastermind Daily said they should do like an event.
Okay, so this is a funny thing. I don't think I've ever actually seen the word etc. actually spelled out.
Really?
I don't think I've ever seen the word etc. spelled out. Because it's etc. But I've never seen the word spelled out.
You've always seen the ETC.
Yep, it's just always ETC. Even when I do speak to text and I try to say etc., it just puts ECT. That's funny. I learned something today. They should do like a Avenger Endgame thing with all of the speedsters and fight the Black Flash. Then in the final season of the Flash, Reverse Flash and the villain, and try to turn him into black. Flash. What about
Hashtag Cisco deserves a happy ending.
Cisco deserves a happy ending. Yeah, it is weird, Pelican. It looks weird, like spelled out. Like I don't know. It just it doesn't seem right. It just feels awkward. Kind of like Mike Zero.
ETC and then you automatically read it as etc.
Yeah.
As soon as you see ETC.
Yeah, that's strange. What I think would be cool is a final battle between all the speedsters. So you have all the good speedsters, right? So you got the Flash, bring back Kid Flash, bring back what's her name?
Nora.
I don't know if you bring back Nora, but maybe. I mean, I just feel like she's gone. I feel that people need to just kind of get over Nora, because I don't think we're gonna see her.
Yeah.
I don't think we're gonna see her. I mean, she had a story arc, and it was what it was. No,
Caleb's response.
What's her name? From Earth 2.
Jesse Quick.
Jesse Quick. Yes, I wanted to say Johnny Quick, but I knew it wasn't Johnny Quick, obviously. Jesse Quick. Maybe they invite some new speedsters in the meantime, right? And then you have Reverse Flash.
Yeah.
Maybe by then you introduce Red Death.
Yeah.
You have bring back Savitar. Bring back Black Flash, right? Zoom, right? But
That's what became Black Flash.
yeah, but I mean, whatever, however you want to do it, and then bring back, Jay Garrick,
Yeah. Well, as of right now, we think that Jay Garrick and Jesse are dead.
Yeah.
It's now Earth 2 is now Stargirl's Earth.
Yeah, but I just have a feeling that they're not.
Yeah. Yeah, I think either by the end of this season or next season, they'll reopen the multiverse. Because right now everything's on Earth Prime. And they haven't even teased about, like, opening it back up to the multiverse. Because they keep on saying, what are they called? The breaches are now different.
Mm-hmm.
To go to different Earths, or go to different breaches around this Earth.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that they're going to reopen the multiverse soon.
I think so too. I just
And maybe that's when they do find Jesse Quick, and now Earth 2 is now Johnny Quick post-crisis.
Well, yeah, Jeremy Hirsch just said I also want Johnny Quick, so why not bring Johnny Quick into it, right? And so
And maybe that's the Wells that we get next season or in season 8.
do you want to see a Wells though as Johnny Quick?
If Wells is still going to be like Jesse's father when if they bring them back, I'd be fine seeing that. Like, I want to see how he play like a good speedster, because he's always played the bad speedster.
Yeah.
Or if they had him and Reverse Flash in the same season.
A lot of that stuff being played out.
Yeah.
I just think it'd be cool to have like a team good speedster versus team bad speedsters, and then bring that to an end. That'd be cool.
The baddies.
The goodies versus the baddies.
Yeah. kind of split on Jay Garrick and whether he's alive or not. Because the Stargirl teasers, they show Jay Garrick's helmet, but all we see is just the helmet. We never like physically see Jay Garrick except for like one photo. So I don't know. That's one thing I'm interested to see with Stargirl is how they do the JSA.
Yeah. I hope they do it justice.
So I think if we do get Jay Garrick back, I don't think it'll be the Jay Garrick from pre-crisis. I think we'll have a new Jay Garrick post-crisis.
I hope not. I hope
Yeah,
not.
I hope not either, but I think that's what'll happen.
Nah, I want. If you're gonna keep Jay Garrick, then you gotta now keep John Wesley Shipp. I want John Wesley Shipp. By the way, Jeff says, by the way, Jesse's actress will be available for The Flash again since her own TV show is going to end this season. I didn't know Cisco was getting a massage.
Yeah, that.
Hashtag what Cisco deserves a happy ending.
Oh.
And I said it means two things.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Is that one is we see the Jay Garrick helmet. But we don't see any Jay Garrick. It's just the helmet. I'm trying to find that other photo that had the JSA, like all the members.
Yeah, Jeremy, I'm interested to see how they're going to spark off the new Speed Force as well. Yeah. One of the things about this episode too that kind of threw me off a little bit is that Barry's been the Flash for a long time, and what I always think about when I think about stories where superheroes lose their powers, right?
I don't know if you know who that is, but he's in season 2 of Witcher.
When I think about storylines where superheroes lose their powers, right? It's usually about them having to overcome something, right, and come back from something.
Like Barry in season 2.
Yeah. I don't know that I liked the fact that they kind of made Barry out to just be like unable to do anything without his powers this episode. You know what I mean? It was like
where he loses it right when he's just about to do what he's supposed to do.
Yeah, but like not only that, but like okay, so he can't use his powers. So you would hope that he'd be able to find other ways to overcome, right? Instead, he just acted like he couldn't do anything. Like he couldn't beat anybody. He couldn't figure out a way to defeat anyone. He just lost. Which I'm not saying it's bad for the hero to lose sometimes, because I think that's definitely a good thing. The hero needs to be able to lose sometimes, and not just come out victorious over everything. But I was just but I was kind of surprised about how like Barry did not find different ways to overcome the things that were going on. Instead, he just it was like he was relying, like he couldn't even fight anybody. You know what I mean? Like in a physical fight, it didn't seem like he could even fight anybody in a physical fight because he was relying on his powers.
He was Ragdoll. I couldn't defeat Ragdoll until he used his speed to handcuff him.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if that's going to be a story point that like Barry's been relying too much on his powers.
Yeah. Maybe he like completely loses his connection to not connection because the Speed Force is gone now, but like completely loses what he has left. Now he has to do what he can until he builds the artificial one.
Look for as kind of like disconnected as I felt from this episode for most of the episode. The end was good. I really liked the end, but for as much as I'm really excited about the next episode. I'm excited to find out how Barry deals with this Iris situation.
17 episodes later, finally figured it out.
Poor Iris. Paris has been trapped in the mirror for 17 episodes. But yeah, I'm really interested to see how Barry deals with that whole thing, because like I said, you know, she just all of a sudden, you know, she's just acting crazy, and I'm glad that they're not going to drag that out like for another like 5 episodes where it's like, oh, he doesn't find out to the very last episode or something, you know, where it's like, no, that's not my wife. If I came home and Tiffany started acting like all strange and like just going off on me for no reason, I'd suspect something was up.
That's the photo I've been looking for.
I'd be checking all the mirrors.
That's the photo I'm looking for. Is that Jay Garrick? Is I think will be our Jay Garrick post crisis.
Like a younger Jay Garrick.
Yeah. There's also Dr. Fate, Hawkman, and Hawkgirl.
Oh yeah, that's the JSA, man.
Yeah.
That's the JSA. But yeah, like I said, if I came home and Tiffany just started like going off on me about stupid stuff and like acting irrational and stuff and told me to leave, I'd be like,
especially after saying that Joe's not in protective custody.
yeah, well, I mean, yeah, it's like you know that she knows that you don't have your full powers. Stuff. Oh, you could just zoom anywhere. It's like, no, I can't. You know that. Like, and I know he said that, but like, it always cracks me up. Like people in TV shows that like they don't really stress like certain points. Like, because if that were real life and Tiffany, you know, like I was the Flash and you're just like, well, you could just speed me. You could turn, you know, seconds into hours. I'd be like, no, I could. Remember this whole season that we just went through, and like I lost my speed powers, and there's no more Speed Force, and I'm wearing this stupid watch that tells me the color, like green go stop. Yeah, like, have you not been around for all that, woman? What's wrong with you? Come on now. You know I can't do it. I would do it if I could, but I can't. So
and I had this whole episode about it.
Like we've only gone through this like over and over. Did you not read the script? Come on, woman. She has just not been eating for 17 episodes or whatever it's been. Maybe you don't have to eat in the mirror world. That's why what's her name? That's why Mirror Master's so skinny.
So if you poop in the mirror world, you poop for real?
Maybe.
Or how you defeat the mirror versions of the actual people, you just give them the Snickers.
Because they're not being themselves.
Yeah. And it pulls the actual versions out.
No, Gavin, I have not moved on. Did you not hear me? I mentioned the roof of Star Labs 3 times today. In fact, I am now rededicated. I have got to actually go back and actually revisit this and actually go through it. Because tonight's episode, they showed the roof
They were
3 times.
consistently inconsistent.
They're consistently inconsistent. It makes no sense other than, like, I just think that they got to a point where they're just like, we just don't care.
Jeremy says, I'll fix the roof myself.
Thank you. Somebody did fix the roof tonight, because did you see when they showed it the first time? There were absolutely no holes. There was nothing wrong with the roof at all. It looked pristine. And then in the next one, instead of having the big shark bite.
So did someone raise the roof?
Yes. And then the next one, instead of having the big chunk out of it, like the big shark bite look out of it, it was just like barely like had some of the scaffolding stuff off of the side of it, the siding or whatever.
Maybe
off of it.
little by little, trying to fix it.
You should tweet the Flash writer's room then.
I'm going to.
Send them, like, pictures.
I'm going to start like taking pictures of all of them and just be like, what's the deal with this?
Most likely they'll respond because they respond to a lot of people during the week.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna have to go back and catch.
I follow all the different writer rooms for all the different CW shows, and like every once in a while, like they'll like retweet or like respond to somebody, or somebody comments on one of their tweets. Like sometimes they'll respond to it.
Yeah, because it makes no sense. It's like sometimes it's completely broken, sometimes it's completely fixed, sometimes it's just barely just as a scratch on it, and then of course we had the whole angle gate where we spent a half an hour talking about the angle at which the thing was shot.
Darth said this again, really, LOL, and Gavin said, here we go again, bloody roof. And Mastermind Daily 2 said, did you read my comment?
Mastermind. There's a theory out there that Reverse Flash wanted Flash to create a new Speed Force so the negative Speed Force can survive.
That would make sense.
Yeah, I mean, if it would seem like there would have to be a regular Speed Force for there to be a negative Speed Force, because it's in opposite to, right? So. If Stargirl will last as long as the other Arrowverse show, I'm pretty sure they'll introduce a speedster one way or another in their Earth. It seems like it's going to be Jay Garrick.
Yeah. Especially since they'll, well, not until it starts, but they have a speedster on their Earth.
So So Gavin brings up a good point. So we had to wait for this episode, a few weeks. Was this episode worth the long wait? Tiff.
You thought it wasn't planned, but they just had to go back in this episode.
Yeah.
Like they didn't plan on it, but because they had to, then that's why they did.
But the way that the chips fell.
Yeah.
What are your opinions about? Was it worth the wait for this episode?
The thing that was worth the wait for me, my favorite part, was actually Dibney and Sue.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're seeing the little bit of their story come together and how, they're trying to stop. He's trying to stop her, and then realizes, hey, you're just trying to help your parents, and so you're like a good bad guy, and but you're kind of cute, and so it's super cute to see that story come together. It would be nice to kind of have another story that we've known in the comics, come together on screen. So that was my favorite part.
Yeah.
But the not Iris drives me nuts.
The not Iris.
Well, it's not her.
No, I know, I like it.
It was like a 7.5 out of 10 for me. It wasn't awesome, but it wasn't bad.
Yeah. Isaac, what did you think about it? Whoa, are you okay? That was like, whoa, okay.
Pretty much the same thing. Is like I like what we got in this episode for the most part, but it's like I'd rather come back to next week's episode and have 3 episodes left.
All right, there we go. Sorry, guys. Yeah, if we freeze, just stick with us because we'll be right back. It just takes reconnecting.
Plus, I don't get why Joe didn't tell Barry before he had to leave. Like, oh yeah, that's not the actual heiress, because Wally told him that. So I don't get why Joe didn't tell Barry that before Joe left.
But I'm sorry, I missed what you said.
When Wally left, he said, "Oh, I don't think that's the actual heiress." So Joe knew.
Oh yeah.
I don't get why he didn't tell Barry before he had to leave. And
Wasn't
now,
important.
Yeah, and then now Barry finally figures it out next week.
Yeah. So what would you give this episode?
I'd say the same thing, like a 7 or 7.5.
Okay. So I would say I'd give this episode probably about a 6. Because I like the last part of it. I like what it led up to. I like the Dibney stuff. That was all good stuff. I already stated the stuff that kind of got on my nerves. Like it's just I'm kind of over Iris in the mirror.
Yeah.
I'm ready for that to end.
I'm talking about the
Iris in the mirror. I'm asking her to go away. No message could have been any clearer. If your wife wanna kick you out of the house, just tell her no and that she can get out. Hey! So plus, I'll be honest with you, so there's just like, I'm having some issues with like execution. I get the story and I'm fine with the story. I don't like the one dude, shrunken face dude. I don't like him.
I don't remember his name.
He's a jerk.
Yeah, but he's stereotypical bad guy. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing new and fresh about him. He's just like, ooh, I'm rich and I'm evil and I can get away with anything and you can't stop me. And
watch me break a mirror with my wife in it.
And I'll come after your whole family if you even try. Just sarcasm, trading jibs. Sarcasm for sarcasm. Like if Joe had been smart, like Joe's a cop. Joe's been doing it a long time. Like, why would Joe be like, hey, guess what? Here's the evidence right here. I don't know. So I don't like shrunken face dude. I'll be honest with you, I really don't like Mirror Master chick.
I feel like they've drawn out the mirror thing for a long time now.
Yeah, we don't really. There's nothing new about it. since like we know just about as much about it as we did the first episode or the second episode
Yeah.
where it kind of.
Just say we learn like little things like each week, and then it just like stopped, and we stopped learning stuff about the mirror dimension.
Yeah, and like did we even see Iris in the mirror dimension this week?
Yeah.
For a minute, yeah.
Yeah, at the beginning.
Yeah, very
she
beginning,
showed
yeah.
the thing
Yeah.
Where she showed the anti-iris.
Yeah, the anti-iris. But I mean, like even her role in there isn't even like it's a big deal right now. You know, she's just kind of taking up space. So because of all those things, I just and people acting out of character.
Sudi or Pluto said okay, but y'all just gonna act like Iris can get new clothes out of nowhere, and that's okay.
What do you mean, like if she leaves?
No, the mirror one. They got clothes in there.
Did she put on new clothes?
I don't know. Paying attention.
See, I don't know how the mirror world works. Does it take into account every episode, or every outfit you've ever
She
worn?
said it's everything that's in the real world mirrored.
So every
Maybe it's the opposite of what you have.
every-
The other.
every part of your wardrobe is like in there too.
So if you got a Superman jersey, does that mean it's Batman?
Well, maybe if it's Superman jersey on the outside, it's actually a Bizarro jersey on the inside. I don't know.
Sudi or Pluto says she was shopping at Miracles.
Miracles. Was she able to use coal mirror dollars, mirror bucks, mirror coal bucks,
Cold cash.
coal cash? I knew I was gonna get it. It was mirror bucks, dollars, cash. It's all the same thing.
Jeff says
One of those monetary. It's Cole's monetary term.
Jeff said two things. He said we didn't know what Barry and Joe talk about after the bomb situation while we're on commercial break. Who knows? Joe told him something, and then Barry will remember it next episode. And then he also said, "I cannot believe it's our Captain Singh. I don't think it's the real him."
No, it's obviously a mirror Singh.
Because he wouldn't turn on the CCPD.
No, it's definitely a mirror Singh.
Yeah.
So, did anybody find it was weird, like when they did?
I just thought of something.
Oh, go ahead.
If it's been mirror Singh the whole time, did he actually give that title to Joe, or when the actual Singh comes back, was that the mirror
Is he
Singh
gonna
that
be
gave
like,
him that
just
title?
kidding?
We'll never figure that out when Joe and Singh get back.
They'd be like, oh, but you know what? You earned
Like,
your stripes.
but-
You earned your stripes.
And then they'll play that I get the captain.
So here's something interesting. I don't think that the writers understand how pressure plates work. So if you have
Did you not watch Indiana Jones?
if you have a pressure plate, the whole point is if weight comes off of it at all, it blows up. And did you notice that like they did the whole thing because of the actor and the actress that it was? Like obviously they couldn't just like move super quick and do it. So like they totally cut away, and then when they just come back, he's just sitting there. They did the switch off camera.
They tried to pull. I thought they were gonna pull a Lethal Weapon in the bathroom.
Yeah, I know. That would have been better.
I'm like, where's the tub?
Well, and then why did Barry take her so far away?
Exactly. That's the thing, is an actor run all the way back there.
Like
you have only so much speed force left.
Yeah, like he took her like to the other side of town.
Yeah.
And then it was like, I gotta go back, and then it like went all the way back over, and then I just love it. Like he just shows up and like he's just not there, and of course the old trope that. When they can't explain something scientific, quantum flex tape. They flex taped this episode. They flex taped this episode. Yeah, no, like, you know, so the fact that he just happened to pull the right green wire.
With like 1 or 2 seconds left.
It's a trope. It's a thing.
And then apparently when there's no pressure, it speeds up the bomb instead of blowing it up.
Yeah, like, you know, I mean, like the second that her butt came off of that pressure plate, it'd have been done. They'd have both been, you know, exploded. Exploded. So that's just not how that works. You can't just go do the switcheroo. Like it doesn't work that way. But
Pluto says, I seen stuff plugged in, but did Mirror Master make mirror technicians to run a power plant? Who keeps those lights on?
It's all mirrored. It's all mirrored. They got mirrored henchmen. They got all that good stuff. It's all in there. It's all in
They
there
also
somewhere.
said who's keeping the lights running, who's paying the light bills in the Mirrorverse.
They're paying it with mirror cash. Paying those bills. Making that money. Mirror money. Making it rain.
A lot of fives.
Yeah, no, it just those kind of funny things in the episode. You know, Joe. You know, Joe was a bit emotional this episode.
Caleb says, "Hey, Enosh, could I make a prayer request?"
Absolutely, man. What's going on, bro? For sure. Just, you know, Joe is so back and forth with his actions. He's either like super straight laced and like super together, or he's like totally off the handle and you can't deal with stuff.
So he's like a 20-something girl.
Kind of. You said it, not me. I'm just saying, like he just, you know, like he wants to protect his family, yet he doesn't want to do what he's supposed to do to protect his family.
So he's like Kylo Ren. He knows what he has to do. He doesn't know if he has the strength to do it.
Yes, and it's gonna take him 2 movies to figure it out, and then do the exact same thing again by having Harrison Ford come back as a memory and talk to him.
Why not? He tried to like change the plate just like in Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones.
Just without sand. And the rolling ball.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just a weird. You know, look, we love the Flash so much. We love this show so much that I think it's easy to be probably critical of it. But I'm not trying to be too critical of it. I just there's just certain things that like after a while you just go, okay, what are we doing here? Like, come on. It's like you almost want to look at the writers and go, come on guys, it's us. Like, we're your fans here. We love this show. Why are you messing with us? Like.
Studio Pluto says, so the twisty dude cut Joe's brakes while he's driving, but he was in the car. The car explodes. Twisty dude survives. Explain.
I think it's because he's pretty much
He
just
has a
evil
smart
version
aleck
of
thing coming.
Ralph.
What's that?
I think it's just because he's a
He's
evil
Ralph-ish?
version of Ralph. Like that wouldn't have killed Ralph.
Like when he went to go shoot him, he twisted like this and like shot the thing like he's like Plastic Man almost, like where he.
See, I didn't think that was his power set though.
It's not. He's supposed to be more bendy. He's supposed to be able to fight himself like that. He's not supposed to be like Ralph.
Yeah.
But it seems like they've made him like that now.
Because he twisted himself to bounce the bullets back when he shot him.
Yeah, and see, I don't think that's his power set. So I think that they got a little loosey goosey on that.
Yeah. How he was before this episode is how he normally is.
Yeah, I mean, he was like a contortionist, and he could like put himself into like small areas and stuff. So like him being in the pipes, okay.
Or the box.
Or the box was fine. But yeah, not the thing like Dibney can do. And
stretch his arms and pull him back.
Yeah, that's not really the same power. Also, that I don't think that was the same actor playing him. Do you?
I don't know.
Who usually plays him? Or who has played him in the past?
Maybe not for the fighting scenes.
I didn't think it was the same actor in general. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
But there just seemed like something different about him. That like it just seemed like they got somebody else. Because really, I mean, he's got a mask on. You don't really have. They didn't show his face, so it's not like they gotta show him. But yeah, I that's a good question, Pluto, about that, because you know it's just convenient, you know. Again, but also Joe, a man in his 50s, jumped out of a moving car going 100 miles an hour and just got right back up and was like...
That's a Tuesday.
Yeah, it was just like, yeah. Yeah, did you see what happened to my car? It blew up. I couldn't jump out of a car at 100 miles an hour and just be like, what's up? None of us could. Yeah.
Speak for yourself.
We'd be laying there until somebody got there.
Yeah, right? Like, yeah, boys and girls, if your car ever does that and it starts accelerating to 100, just throw that sucker into neutral, at least. It'll stop the acceleration, you know? Just saying.
Master Daily 2 says, I have a question, or I have a season 4 question. When the crisis on Earth X was going on, why did DeVoe wait? Why not get all the bodies he needed and then start the Enlightenment? Then he would have won.
They used to always do that with the villains on the CW shows. Like, they pretty much like, put everything on hold for the crossovers and then resume it after. Because they do that for all the shows.
Caleb also has a
Story. Story progression. Yeah, it's just one of those things. It's just like it doesn't really make much sense. I mean, there's a lot of stories like that where it's like it would make more sense if things followed a streamline, but because you got so many different stories, the crossovers just kind of come out of nowhere every year and just kind of do their own thing. And I mean, even this year, I'll be honest with you, even this year, with as big as Crisis on Infinite Earths should have been, it really, besides just bringing stuff kind of into the same world, it didn't really affect everything.
Yeah.
I mean, everything kind of went back to status quo, just with a few little tweaks here and there. They've never once again so far mentioned their setup of like Justice League.
Yeah. And Gleek.
And Gleek, right? Like, what in the world, man? There's yeah, like we don't have any of that. So.
And then now they put themselves in the same problem that they had with Black Lightning and Supergirl, with now Stargirl on Earth 2. It's like, well, now she doesn't have to cross over to Earth 1 if she does any of the crossovers.
Yeah.
So it's like now they have to do that again.
Yeah.
Caleb has a request.
Oh, yeah.
Studio Pluto has another statement. The statement that Studio Pluto said is also when a car is traveling 100 plus miles per hour and you just yank the wheel to the right, it's not going to turn. It's going to turn right. It's going to turn and then it's going to flip, going 100 miles an hour.
Very true. It's called momentum. It's called inertia.
Things in motion tend to stay in motion.
Yes, you're gonna
during driver's training.
Yep, you're gonna continue going that direction.
And then Caleb says, my nephew.
What's going on, Caleb?
He says, my nephew died a few weeks ago. We just got the coroner's report back today. It was ruled a homicide. My stepsister was arrested. If you could, pray for her and ask God to have mercy on her.
Oh my gosh, Caleb, I'm so sorry, man. Wow. There's a lot there. Man, for those of you who don't know, maybe you're new to the channel, Caleb's a longtime friend of ours here on the channel. We've never met him in person, but he's our resident.
We met him on Zoom.
Yeah, we've talked to him. But Caleb's a really good guy. He's our resident DC encyclopedia. But between the two of us, if we don't know something,
you don't know something, you're like, your word is Caleb,
help
me out.
Yeah, or like, how many times has Caleb not been in the stream where I've been like, man, I wish Caleb was here right now.
Yeah.
Dang it, Caleb, where are you, man? And so you know, we're kind of different that way in the fact that we're a channel that we care about our friends, our nerd family. When we call you guys our nerd family, we definitely mean that, and we hope that you guys see that. You know, we love talking nerd stuff with you guys, but that's something that's very heavy right now. Obviously, that you know, Caleb's family's going through, and so I invite you, if you're the type of person who prays, I invite you to please keep Caleb in your prayers and his family, and you know, as they're going through this change and this time, and obviously with his was it his
nephew,
his stepsister.
His stepsister was arrested.
People,
it was the nephew that passed.
Man, people make bad choices and decisions sometimes, guys, in real life, and so we don't always know why, but please keep his family in their prayers, in your prayers. You know,
it's bad enough when you lose someone, but when you have that clouded around it, it doesn't make it any easier to grieve.
Yeah, absolutely, and we'll definitely be praying for you, Caleb. Yeah, let's just take a minute right now. If you're not necessarily a praying person, this isn't a big religious thing, whatever. You know, this is just something that is important to us. If you're not really into that, that's fine. You can just have a moment of silence, whatever. Go get something to drink real quick. But I feel it's important. So Father, in the name of Jesus, Lord, I just pray for Caleb's family, Lord, just with this time with stuff going on with them, Lord, that you'll just be with them, Lord. I pray for Caleb's stepsister, Lord, that you'll be with her, God, and help her to find some sanity in all of this that's going on, God, and some clarity. And I just pray, Lord, that, Lord, you'll help this family, Lord, to heal and to move on from this tragic time, Lord, in Jesus' name. Thank you for it. Amen. Amen. But yeah, it's a good episode. Like I said, I gave it a 6 tonight. You gave it a 7, 7.5.
Same with him.
Yeah, and same with you. So I'm definitely looking forward to next week's episode. Mm-hmm. Or is it when does it come out?
Next week.
Is it next week? Okay.
It's not,
Tuesday.
It's not 2 weeks. Like I thought you said every other.
I thought so too, but no, I said next week.
Maybe they're trying to end it like you said before Stargirl starts, so they're not leaving.
Yeah.
So not like over.
Jeff also said on another note, because a couple people said amen on there, but Jeff said, "I'm so sad that the real Iris missed 2 of her family's temporary goodbyes. Ooh. First it's Wally, now it's Joe. It's never the same when she comes back."
No, she's gonna be all kinds of messed up when she comes back. Now, do you think she's gonna have her moment where she's gonna like kick the mirror Iris's butt?
That would be well. I mean, it was cool when you saw Superman fight, the bad version of himself to, yeah, to get a Sandy. Well, no, I'm not even talking Christopher Reeve.
Oh, yeah.
When he fought his bad self.
He fought his bad self.
I know. It sounds funny to say that, but
it is funny.
It's almost like it's like rectifying a weird way a situation, because it's like you don't know what she did. She's doing stuff right now where she's telling Barry to get out. That's messing with her marriage. That's not just. True. I mean, you don't know what until he figures out. Oh, wait a minute, that's not my wife. I mean, you see in the next episode that Iris is going crazy, probably being in there by herself all the time, not able to do anything, and now he's like, wait a minute, I gotta do everything I can to get her out now. Something's going on.
Yeah.
So they're gonna need like some counseling there. I mean, they're gonna need something. I mean, it's
Here's
a different kind of PTSD.
Here's the real question, Tiff, from a woman's perspective. If that is the mirror version of her that came out of the mirror, is it cheating?
I don't even know if they've had alone time, just because they've.
Oh, I'm sure they have.
Because they're like, he's noticing there's differences with her, and.
Yeah, but he didn't notice for 17 episodes, so that was plenty of time for the Flash to get busy.
Jeff says 8.5 for me. Action packed with some sweet moments with Sue and Ralph.
Yes, I did like those. But no, seriously, is it cheating?
When you said the bad parts of her came out of the mirror, all I could think of was that episode of Rick and Morty when they where they split, yeah, and it's their toxic sides. Yeah. I don't know. It's like.
So when Barry says, "But Iris, we can change her. Let's just keep her around."
No, not having 2 of them. It's a version of her.
What if we just had like 2 of you around? Like it'd be like Dr.
Manhattan. Be a lot cleaner.
Yeah, you remember Dr. Manhattan? When Dr. Manhattan's like splits up and he's
doing a lot of things.
He's doing a lot of stuff there in Watchmen. That's always like one of the funniest scenes that I always thought is like she's like he's got her finger he's got his finger in her mouth and she's like, it's like a battery. And all of a sudden it's like all of a sudden she realizes out of nowhere that like she's got like what, 6 hands on her or something. Like, how do you just not notice that? Like, oh, there's 6 hands now. Oh, I just thought you were really good at what you do. He's in the other room doing something else, calculating something else. See, that's the difference between guys and girls. Like Silk Spectre in Watchmen, she realizes there's 3 of him. It's all the same him, all the same consciousness.
7 Central.
Oh, 7 Central. it's all him. So it's all the same consciousness. It's not like it's any other entity. It's just all him, and she gets mad. If Barry had both mirror Iris and regular Iris, probably be a different scenario.
5 other questions here.
Here's 5 other questions. What are the
Not
questions?
questions, but Caleb says, "Thank you, Enosh. We're doing our best to figure out why this happened. If it was an accident or on purpose, I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt. But again, thank you. It's greatly appreciated."
Absolutely, man.
Jeff said, "I am excited to see how they are going to get rid of Mirror Iris and Mirror Singh." Gavin said, "Just coming up to 3 a.m. in the UK."
Myris.
Yeah, Iris and Mirror Singh.
I like it.
And then Sudhir Pluto says, "All right, let's be honest. Barry can be kind of dense, just a little. But how has Iris not figured out that Mirror Master isn't who she says? She hasn't even snooped around like she usually does."
Well, that's a good question. Like, where does Iris go? Like when Mirror Master's like doing her whole thing and like talking to people and doing stuff, like, where is Iris in the mirror? Because it doesn't seem like they can really go outside of that room, right? So like, where is she? Is she in the mirror bathroom? Like,
She's taking a poop.
That's what I'm like. Where
but if you can't
is
eat,
Singh
can you
and
poop?
Camila?
I don't know. You said if you pooped in the mirror world.
I was trying to say, if you poop in your dreams, you poop for real.
I know. So if you poop in the mirror world, you poop in. I don't know.
Pluto says Mirror Coffee Shop?
She's at Mirror Jitters.
Bitters?
She's at Bitters. Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
Jeff says, "Oh, if this is cheating, then we need a renewal of vows. Wedding 2.0 for the West End. No aliens and other distractions this time, please."
Oh, so she comes back and Iris is. I could see Iris coming back and being like, "Barry, I wasn't here for weeks on end, and you didn't realize it. I'm your wife, Barry. How could you not know it was me? I thought I was your true north. I thought I was your."
Technically, it's his true west.
It's true west. Ah. Like I thought I was your true center, like that. Like I wouldn't know if it wasn't you.
She was saying that she was his lightning rod. Or
Yeah, like I was your lightning rod. Like how could you not know it was me?
Oh,
like,
he
I
noticed
think
right away when she's like, "Wait a minute, how come you can cook?"
They'd just be like, I think we need some time to, Barry. I think we need some time to just figure this out. I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. Barry's like, "What? There's another mirror chick?" Nope. I'm really asking you to leave this time because that's my personality. That's what I do.
She comes out of the mirror bipolar.
If every superhero is the same Earth and country, why can't Supergirl just zoom over there and take care of business? Well, that's the thing, right? Like,
Because logic.
yeah.
The story for that show.
What's that?
The story for that show.
Another story for another time.
Yep, exactly. You know, I mean, it's like everything. You know, one hero can't do everything, right? You know, it's like Superman's dilemma. If Superman has all these powers, he can do all these great things, yet he can't be everywhere at once. And he can't stop everything at once. You know.
Or like the very well-known line that he says when his dad dies in the movie: "All these superpowers and I can't save him."
Yep, I couldn't save him. Yep. Yep. So, but I mean, some of those things are obvious. You know, like that was my problem with the first couple seasons of Supergirl. Honestly, was they kept. I mean, the first 2 seasons of Supergirl revolved around there being a Kryptonian prison.
He's lying. It's all the seasons. He don't like any of them.
No, that was the problem that I had with the first season or 2 was that, you know, the first it revolved around these Kryptonians getting loose, and Superman had nothing to do with it, and that just doesn't make sense because Superman's all about all things Krypton, and Supergirl had just gotten her start, had literally just started. Like, Superman wouldn't have just left that up to Supergirl and just been like, "Hey, you deal with all this Kryptonian stuff." He would have been on top of that to learn all he could about Krypton, and you know.
Pluto says, who hired Central City police officers? Why can't they aim? And then we can read Caleb's.
The Empire, they're stormtroopers.
Caleb's.
Barry be like, "It ain't cheating if it's done in reverse." The sex guy can't see. I'm sorry, I had to. It's reverse. Reverse. Is that like Missy Elliott comes out and be like, put my thing down, flip it in reverse. It's sure from a different one yet. It's sure from a different one yet.
What does the Uno reverse card do in the mirror? The yep card.
The yep card? It's not like Exploding Kittens, the nope card.
It's not a nope card, it's a
The
yep.
yep card. Like, I'm not going to do this. Yep. Yes, you are.
Gavin agrees with you, Ina. She says Supergirl's got so awful this season, especially after Crisis, and I just realized that they're always thinking of ways to put Superman down on that show.
Dude.
You're gonna get him started like the spires of the building. We're gonna go play our.
They just, that show hates Superman. That show just hates Superman. They don't like Superman. The best way I can describe it is I heard John Campea say it, and John Campea is so right. Superman on the show Supergirl, look, I get it. It's Supergirl. It's not Superman's show. I'd be fine with that.
That's why he's getting his own show.
Yep. If you actually,
and then he's gonna fight all her villains.
Right?
Sorry.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's as if like you actually had villains that were Supergirl's villains, and you did things that now I get it that at first they didn't think that they were going to bring Superman in, so they tried to adapt all these Superman stories into Supergirl stories, and so they basically took away like half of Superman's rogues. You know, I mean, they literally had Metallo getting his start on the Supergirl show, which didn't make any sense. They've thrown Superman under the bus so many times, especially in season 1. It's when
he picked it up.
I wanted to throw a shoe through my TV so bad at the end of season 1 when they said that he was able to get brainwashed by the Kryptonians, yet Supergirl wasn't, and all Kryptonians were supposed to be.
The technology did not like get affected.
What's that?
The Maxwell Lord like magically like had like the tech to not get affected and then give it to Cat secretly.
Yeah, well, and the thing is like all the humans were susceptible to the brainwashing, and Kryptonians were not supposed to be susceptible to the brainwashing. Yet Superman was the only Kryptonian that was susceptible to the brainwashing, and they said that it was because he watched too much Sesame Street as a kid, because he was more human than anybody else. It doesn't change your freaking DNA. If you're Kryptonian, you're Kryptonian. If something's supposed to work on Kryptonians, it should work on Kryptonians. I mean, if something's supposed to work just on humans, it should just work on humans. If Kryptonians are immune, they should be immune. Like, if Supergirl's immune, Superman should be immune. Like, it's just, they just crapped all over Superman. And like John Campea said, it's a wrestling term, and it's a great term for it, and that is they have made Superman a jobber. It's like back in the day when, you know, you'd have, you know, whoever, you know, you'd have like Shawn Michaels taking on like Billy Joe, you know, Billy Joe Bob, you know, who looked like a gym teacher, you know.
Gavin said, why bring Superman to Supergirl then in season 2? What, just to belittle him? What idiots. I remember that episode, Enosh.
Yeah, it's just, you know, they brought him in. They brought him in, I think, thinking that like they could do a passing of the torch kind of thing, but that's not what it should be. Like Superman, yes, he's, you know, technically Supergirl took care of him when he was little and all that stuff, and I get all that stuff. And there's even some stories where Supergirl is actually more powerful than Superman. But
all the time.
But on Supergirl, it makes no sense. Superman has one of the things that's like the switch for them, right? Is because even on Smallville, the Supergirl came in, she could fly, she had all of her powers, remember, and everything.
Yeah,
and Clark
did. Hey, why can't I?
Right, and Clark was frustrated. But I didn't mind the way that they did it because Clark was still more
motivated.
Well, he had more experience, right? So he was trying to even though
of himself because Kara had more powers.
Yes, even though she had more powers and everything, he was still a mentor to her because he had to rein her in and help her to understand what it means to be a hero.
Showed her human side.
They started off that way when she was like texting Clark before they actually introduced Superman into the show, and she was just texting Clark. Yeah. It started out fine. Once they brought Clark and Superman physically into the show, they had to one-up him because they had to show that Supergirl was powerful enough to take care of her own, and I get all that, but the problem is you don't have to put down Superman to do that. We've talked about this numerous times here on the channel. The movie Wonder Woman is a perfect example of how you should deal with men-women interaction in a movie. You had Steve Trevor, who had no superpowers, right? Who whatever,
but he was military. He was a man's man.
But he brought a certain skill set, and Wonder Woman had the superpowers and did
so
her
you'd
thing.
Say he has a particular set of skills.
Yes, a particular set of skills.
He'll find you.
Yes, but the thing is they work together, right?
In Justice League, they raise up Wonder Woman in Justice League.
They worked in harmony.
Each other.
They worked in harmony. They complemented each other.
Without belittling either of them.
You know, you can still have those moments where Wonder Woman does something so kick butt that maybe the guys can't do, right? And that's fine. That's fine because the guys don't always have to be better than the women. I'm not saying that at all. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, on Supergirl, they can't just let a man, for some reason, be a hero.
Jimmy Olsen wanted to. Then they shot that down real quick.
They literally have taken that show and just driven it into the ground and like pounded you over the head with the fact that Supergirl is so much better than Superman. Every time Superman makes an appearance on the show, just about, he tells Kara how she's better than him. I don't need to hear that every time, right? It's just
even if he is trying to build her up.
Even if he's trying to build her up, it's just not even about.
Lugo says, "I'm surprised Lex Luthor hasn't bought Star Labs. He literally holds a particle accelerator."
Yeah. But I mean, even that, like, they brought Lex Luthor on the Supergirl show, right? You know, I don't know. There's just so many things that, like, I love Supergirl as a character. I love everything about the Superman family of characters. They have just ruined that show. They've absolutely ruined that show. From just every... And I'm not talking about, like... I want to make very clear that I am not threatened by the show. I'm not threatened by the fact that she's a strong female character because
Batwoman's really good.
I love strong female characters. I don't have a problem. I mean, like I don't have a problem that they have, you know, because I've had some people give me a hard time saying, well, you just don't like the fact they have a lesbian couple in there. I have no problem with that. I think it's weird the way that they converted Alex. If they had started off with Alex being a lesbian at the beginning, I don't think...
She didn't want to come out of the closet.
Yeah, I think that would have been a whole lot better than to make her go around for a couple seasons, not showing any tendencies whatsoever at being a lesbian, and then all of a sudden...
Season 2 is one.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, to fit the storyline, all of a sudden, well, it's convenient now, so we're going to make her a lesbian because we just want to. You know, and then it's like trying to hit every social trope possible. Like, you know, like, look, people have different political views. People have different political views, and the thing is Tiffany can attest to this. Yeah. Tiffany can attest to this. I can watch shows all day long that have different political views than I do. I don't subscribe to, you know, these ideas that people have to be just like me or think just like me or the TV shows that I watch have to be somehow that way. But don't shove it down your throat. Don't shove it down my throat, but then also don't, like, do stupid stuff. Like so I'm not some big gun buff, right? I have plenty of I got friends who are into guns and I have friends who are totally against guns. I have friends on both sides of that argument. But, like, they did a gun episode on Supergirl that didn't make any sense. It was right at the height of all the AR-15 craze and stuff. And they literally had the DEO saying that they weren't going to use any weapons that use deadly force anymore. They're a government agency that deals with the possible alien invasion, and you're going to tell me that they're not going to use weapons that could cause...
All you got is Kara and...
Well, and then in that episode, a guy got a civilian version of one of their weapons and started, shooting it into the crowd, and they showed bullets falling to the ground instead of shell casings. Literally bullets. Like, that's not how that works. So if you're going to tell a story right. Don't be stupid about it, and that's my only problem with
song by
stuff
Shania Twain.
What's that?
Don't be stupid.
Don't be stupid. Shania Twain said it best. I just feel like whatever story you're going to tell it with integrity, tell it honestly. Integrity stories.
Like, that's one thing my friend Bryce, because him and I both love like the Batman side of DC,
Mm-hmm.
and that's one thing that I told him before Batwoman started. I was like, I hope they don't do on Batwoman what they did with Superman and Supergirl, and they haven't done that so far. So it's like, I'm glad that they're not doing that, and I like the show more because of that.
Yeah,
but
I was worried for a second.
Yeah,
like when and then those first. I think the first I
think they did the Captain Marvel type thing. They showed like the worst scenes in the trailers.
Yeah.
And then it's actually a lot better.
Well, and she was like, when he was like, the bat suit, it's perfection. And she's like, no, it'll be perfect when it's made for a woman. Like, bad choice of wording there. It's Batman. But no, I get it. Yeah, I agree with you, man. But yeah, in the best case scenario, men and women should be able to work together alongside of each other. I mean, that's what equality is. It's not putting one above the other. Or anything like that. It's showing them working in tandem together and getting the best sides of both men and women to work together to solve issues, to solve problems, and I think that when you pander, what's that?
Like Chloe on Smallville, she worked.
Oh
just
yeah.
as good as everybody else.
Yeah, Chloe was great on Smallville, and there was many times where she was much smarter than Clark. And you didn't.
She said sometimes she had to save him from himself.
Sometimes she had to save Clark from himself. And here's another thing. Chloe wasn't even a canon character. Chloe was somebody that they just created. And I still love that. So people need to understand that when we talk about this stuff, like, I'm trying to be as fair as I possibly can be, because I just see that there are times where stories just get pushed in weird directions. And so yeah.
Yeah, Flash hasn't done that. Arrow didn't do that. Legends hasn't done that.
Yeah, I mean, especially in team ensemble things like Legends and stuff. Like, I like the fact that Legends, like, everybody works together.
Yeah.
And that's how it should be. That's how team ensembles should be.
Did you read what Pluto said about Cisco?
No.
Cisco is a lot more successful with Caitlin. Caitlin can be more successful with Cisco.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Caleb says, except for math, I always thought that was weird, Clark being a math savant. Caleb also says, could you read my previous comment about... There was the I'm mad Supergirl used Jimmy for years and now he's a little burnt out because the actor leaving means we don't get to see him flesh out their amazing friendship in Superman and Lois.
Mm-hmm.
And then also CBS respected Superman way more than the CW does. His 2 season 1 appearances were awesome. Him taking Kara to the Danvers and him saving Kara's butt from some villain I can't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and then the comment before that by Gavin says, then they killed Dean Cain to top it all off. They killed Dean Cain. Let's be honest why they killed Dean Cain. They killed Dean Cain's character off because of his political views. That's why they killed Dean Cain off. Because
I don't even like him. Right now where I'm at in season 2, it's like I want to like him, but I just can't like his character in season 2 right now.
Yeah, I'm not saying he was a good character.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he was a good character, but that's not why they killed him off.
Yeah.
That's not the producers of the show and the people on the show do not like Dean Cain's political stances on stuff, and I'm not saying that Dean Cain has the best political stances on stuff. I'm just saying.
Well, you love John Wesley Shipp, but you don't like his stances either.
John Wesley Shipp. I love John Wesley Shipp. I think he's an awesome guy. Met him in person. We've spent time with him. Think he's a great guy. Politically, it's like, I'm not a fringe guy. I'm not fringe over here to the left, and I'm not fringe over here to the right either. Okay, so I call it as it is, and I think that most of the country is kind of down the middle and calls things the way that they are, and you know, kind of sways back and forth in between the two as far as their personal opinions go.
Because Shark Nation said yo, and then Gavin Harwood said.
Oh, here we go.
Frozen.
There we go. No, what I was saying is, I don't know what the last part was, but yeah. But we were talking about Dean Cain, and I was just saying that, you know, we gotta be honest. They fired Dean Cain. They got rid of Dean Cain's character because of his political views, because they don't jive with the show, and it doesn't jive with that. Now, what I was saying is, it's like, I'm not a fringe guy. I am not somebody who supports, you know, the fringe right, and I don't support the fringe left. I'm in the middle, and I think that's where most people are. They're in the middle, and they kind of navigate.
Fringe?
What's that? I like fringe.
You're a lunatic fringe?
A lunatic fringe. I think, like, most people kind of navigate in and out of there, and they've got some things that they're a little more liberal on, some things that they're a little bit more conservative on, and I think normal people are that way. Normal, whatever that is. But, you know, but the thing is that I had a whole comment there.
You have to talk about John Wesley Shipp, like, he used to like.
Oh, John Wesley Shipp, but like you were saying, like John Wesley Shipp, I love John Wesley Shipp. He's a great guy. We met him, we spent time with him, we had some fun with him. Tremendous guy. The guy is very political, though, very political, and says stuff sometimes that just, you know, like I just don't necessarily agree with. But I don't hate him. I love him, right? And when I watch The Flash, it doesn't change my opinion of him. Like, I don't sit here and go, I didn't like his tweet, you know, whatever, you know, like, who cares, you know, like. I enjoy his show, you know. So just is what it is. What is this? Raven, Laura Croft. Wait, no, she's just lucky sometimes. Raven from X-Men. I think Raven is a great example of a strong female character. I think it's sometimes. I think Jennifer Lawrence phoned in a couple of those performances. I like the character of Raven a lot, but I think that, like, a couple of the last X-Men movies, she was kind of in and out with her performance. You know, just my. What's that? Okay. Did we read Caleb's?
Yeah, we did.
Okay. CBS respected Superman way more than CW does. His 2 season 1 appearances were awesome. Him taking care of the Danvers and him saving Kara's butt from the villain. Yeah, it was from Red Tornado, wasn't it? Didn't he save her from Red Tornado?
No, I thought it was one of the Kryptonian people that were in the prison.
I could have swore it was Red Tornado because Red Tornado was kicking her butt, and he came in and kicked and beat up Red Tornado and got rid of him. And then his hand, because he was in the shadow, and he reached out his hand, didn't he? I could have swore that was it.
I thought there was a laser that.
You already read all that down to yo, you frozen.
Okay, Supergirl makes too many things political, though. I agree. Manchester Black was literally black, right? Which I have no problem with, but there's so many things they kind of push onto the viewers. I don't know, maybe it's just me. No, I totally agree. I totally agree.
I think they realized that with Supergirl and tried to stay away from that with Batwoman.
I think so.
They tried to make it more of like a superhero show, like Supergirl, like it has like a superhero.
You were saying that too, like with Batwoman, they make her, you know, a lesbian, but it's they don't push it on as much as the Kara Danvers angle of Supergirl. It's like 2 different shows, but yet one doesn't oversell it.
Well, and Batwoman always was a lesbian.
Yeah.
Batwoman is a lesbian. That's who she is. That's what her character is. Yeah. So why would anybody have a problem with
that? Every episode, they don't try and like push it like every episode, like make it like a focal point of every episode.
Like pushes the agenda.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Supergirl literally has an agenda of what she's. Plus,
it's like, hey, did I mention this? Did I mention this?
And it's not just one thing. It's not just one thing. It's like it's like they gotta hit every possible thing along the line. Like, or they feel like they're not, you know, doing their job. I don't know. Like I said, one of the biggest things for me that lost me with Supergirl, that lost respect for that version of Supergirl, was when they had, was it the first crossover Supergirl was involved with, and Alex had just broken up with Maggie Sawyer, and she was getting over that whole breakup, and they went to
the Earth X crossover.
Yeah, and they went to the other Earth and stuff, and they were there, and during the course of that crossover, Alex hooked up with White Canary, right? Because White Canary is a lesbian too.
But
nobody cares.
But she's always sleeping with people in Legends.
Yeah, but and look, I wouldn't even look.
Oh, sorry,
even from a standpoint of Alex is on the rebound, and look, people do that on TV all the time. They sleep around, they do stuff, right? Whatever. That's their moral choices. I don't put my moral choices off on everybody else and try to force that on anybody, especially a TV character. Like, I don't care. Yeah. But here's where I do care. Alex feels guilty about it. And goes to talk to her sister about it, Supergirl. And Supergirl tells her something that Supergirl should never, ever tell anyone. Superman shouldn't tell anyone. Supergirl shouldn't tell anyone. Superman, I believe no superhero. Superman and Supergirl are supposed to be these two that rise above things and are supposed to be beacons of hope and are supposed to lead by example and try to speak.
That's why she was supposed to be the paragon of hope during crisis.
Yeah, like speak something positive into somebody's life. And when Alex starts talking about how she just, she had this one night stand and whatever, instead of Supergirl saying, well, that's something that, you're probably going to have to work through and, and come to grips with and stuff. No, she tells her sister, well, you know what, that's okay. Everybody has to do that every once in a while. You just gotta, get it out of your system, and that's healthy. And that's the word that she used. She told Alex that it was healthy that she had a one night stand because she just needed to get that out of her system, having gone through her breakup. There's a lot of moral choices. I know people make choices all day long. It is not a good idea for Supergirl, who is supposed to be an empowerment to women, who is supposed to be somebody who little girls are looking up to tell somebody that it's a good, healthy thing to have a one-night stand. Most studies would show, and most people would recognize that even though, yes, people have one-night stands, and everybody's at a different place, and everybody has a different situation, it's not a healthy thing to just bounce like that from relationship to relationship, or lack of relationship, or just casually throwing yourself around that way. And even if Alex felt that it was okay for her to do that and had that conversation of like, I feel fine with this, that would be fine for Alex. But Supergirl, as the beacon of hope, as the what were they called? The paragon. Never heard that word before in my life until the paragon of hope should not be telling somebody that's healthy and good and fine for them to do, in my opinion. That's not for Superman or Supergirl to be doing. But I digress.
Paragon definition is a person or thing regarded as a perfect example of a particular quality.
Okay.
So Liam Neeson's.
Yeah. Another definition is a person or thing viewed as a model of excellence.
Did you see what Pluto wrote?
No, my iPad's
I never had a one-night stand, but I had a one-night fall. It was down the stairs. No one told me I gotta just do that to get through my problems.
Hey, Pluto, it was healthy that you fell down the stairs, because now you know what it feels like to fall down the stairs, and now you can get back up, hopefully, if you didn't break anything.
I get knocked out.
Yeah, but I get up again. They're never going to keep me down. Pluto gets knocked out. Oh my goodness. I like Batwoman better anyways. That is not something I thought I would be saying this time around 9 months ago. Pluto says I broke the worst thing, Grandma's vase. Ooh, not good. Caleb says I don't really have a problem with Supergirl's politics. I'm more liberal than most people, but some of it does feel forced. That's my only problem with it. Mm-hmm. Look, politics are politics. Everybody, like I got plenty of friends, like I said, from both sides of the aisle. I don't get involved in all that stuff. You'll never see me on Facebook like, you know, slamming down some political idea or whatever, because it's just not my style. It's just not my thing. I have people on both sides who think that I agree with them. So, you know, it's kind of funny. But yeah.
You're Kristen Wiig from The Heart.
Maybe.
My food beeping. I'm gonna go get my food.
Okay, well, let's say goodbye then. Let's say goodbye so that you can say your line.
You guys don't have to make
Yes,
me
you
line
do.
every time.
So,
You can have him say
so it's a
goodnight.
good episode. No, it's a good episode of The Flash tonight. Thank you guys for joining us. We always have so much fun with you guys here on the live streams. You guys are great. What's that? She's really hungry.
It's 10:30 at night and I haven't had some.
It's 10:30 at night.
Finish Astral Chain.
What's that?
I'm gonna finish Astral Chain because I'm on the very ending of the game.
There you go. So there you go, guys. Until next time, we will see you. We'll see you on Friday for another episode of Clone Wars. Clone Wars is getting good. It's heating up. Things going good. Oh, also, I think maybe Thursday we might do another Zoom meeting. So where we have everybody come in, and that way we can talk to you guys, and we can talk. It's a round maybe Thursday.
Good. Because
Yeah.
Wednesday I have on call. That
Yeah.
I don't want to step
So Thursday we may do that again. So be looking, checking out the channel or our social media for the code to be able to get into the Zoom meeting. And
Pluto says the fall didn't break me, but the vase broke the fall. Then Grandma broke me. And then Pluto says I'm subscribing.
awesome to have you, Pluto. You know
And
what?
Pluto can come in to the Zoom on Thursday.
There you go. Yeah. So we'll do a Zoom thing on there. So be checking out the community post thing for the Zoom meeting ID, and then or also follow us on social media. All of our social media links are usually down in the descriptions of our videos, and you can stay in touch with us that way. And I really like the Zoom meetings. We've done a couple now, and they've been a lot of fun. We've gotten to know people so much better through the Zoom meetings, actually getting to talk to people, because
Faces
this
to
way,
names.
yeah, because this way you guys type stuff, but it's cool when you guys are actually there. I can see you, you can see us, and we can hear each other, and that's cool, and have an actual conversation. So thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. It's always a pleasure. It's always so much fun, and we love hanging out with you all. I think that's it.
New subs.
And welcome new subs. Yes, absolutely. So glad to have you. We always call it a grassroots effort. One subscriber at a time, man. We'll get there. Slow and steady wins the race. So, all right, guys, have a wonderful night. And of course,
Gavin, that beep is my food. It's my microwave saying, "Come and get your food." It's still in the microwave.
all right, say goodnight, Tiff.
Good night, Tim.